Well, hello, welcome back to another bass video. Now I've just finished work and I've got down to a mark early today, early this afternoon, to fish for the next hour or so and hopefully try and find a bass. Now the mark I'm fishing today I've not actually been to in a little while. It wasn't too long ago, but I've not been here in a couple of months. I must say the conditions aren't great today. It's very flat. We've got a very light northerly wind, which is going to be a bit of a crosswind, but shouldn't be too much of an issue. Now the reason why I thought I'd give it a go here anyway is because this spot has a lot of tide run, and as we all know, bass love tide. Yeah, it's always good to look at spots where there's a lot of tide flow, a lot of fast running tide, and target those areas. Now I'll probably be using a variety of lures. I've got soft plastics, surface lures, divers with me. Might be a little bit too shallow to use a diver. It can be very snaggy here, so I'll probably stick to more so the soft plastics, which I can work very shallow, or a surface lure. So I'm going to get fishing now and hopefully we find a bass. Now even though we've got a small tide, it still absolutely rips through here. So because there's a lot of tide, that's what really gives me the confidence of there being some bass about. It isn't the best conditions, but it's always worth a try. So I'm probably not going to get this lure as far out as I'd like it. Got a little bit of a crosswind here. It is really calm though, and it's only a light wind, so hopefully it'll be okay. Now I'm just doing a slow, oh, that was a tap. That could have been a wrasse. Just doing a slow straight retrieve. And this is the thing with fishing a soft plastic like this. Definitely going to attract those wrasse in as well. That was a hit for sure though. Fish on. Yes, just slowed the retrieve down then and got hit. Had an initial swipe, and sure enough that bass couldn't resist that Samson lure. Only a small one. Guide him in here. Let's get him up. Boom. I was just thinking, my God, it's dead. But there we go. One lovely bass on the Samson bomb. Beautiful. Well, there we go. That goes to show persistence pays. Now, I clipped on the Samson bomb in mullet colour, and I've just been working this over the top. And as I brought it closer to me that time, I just slowed the retrieve down a little bit, gave it a few twitches, got a little swipe behind the lure. Sure enough, we got a little bass. And he's a lively thing. But there we go. One lovely little bass. Beautiful. Probably had about 25 casts, maybe even 30, and had no signs yet. But there we go. Lovely little bass there, caught on the Samson bob. Let's get him back. There we are, lovely little bass there. Let's get him back in the water. And off he goes to fight another day. So luckily one bass down. Let's see if we can find a couple more. Now like I said, the conditions really aren't great today, and I was actually starting to get a little bit impatient. I've tried a few different lures. Started on a soft plastic, and then I've tried 2 or 3 surface lures as well. But it just goes to show persistence pays. Just got to keep on trying. Now hopefully there's a couple more around, so let's get a lure back in the water and see if we can find one. Well, I just had another splash there, really close in. I just changed the direction of the lure and had a swirl come up behind it, but it didn't come back or commit. Now with the tide here, you're not retrieving in a straight line. You get to a certain point and then the tide takes it a little bit. Now literally directly in front of me is a gully, and there's loads and loads of bootlace weeds sticking up. It is your typical bass motorway, so they say. So as I'm getting a little bit closer, I'm just slowing the lure down and then lifting the rod tip up like that and just trying to bring it through that gully, because that's where that fish I had took, and also where that swirl's just happened. Now I'm just going to change lure. I'm going to put the Pachinko 125. This is a hollow bait. I'm just going to clip this on. And with the tide rushing through like it is, unlike the Samson lures which sink, obviously with this being a floating surface lure, I can just pause the retrieve and it's just going to glide about in the tide. And I'm hoping that's going to maybe attract a few hits. Now after having that one small fish and that little swirl, it's gone quiet again. So it goes to show the bass move around a lot here. Just got to try and locate them. As that tide's falling as well, we're pretty much on slack water now. So you can probably see it's flattened off even more. But hopefully that's not going to be too much of an issue. There's plenty of hiding spots around here, plenty of hunting ground. So there could be a bass lurking literally anywhere. There's loads and loads of ledges. And like I said, all the rocks are completely covered in bootlace weed and kelp. So there's a lot of areas they can hide out and ambush prey. Now that's going to do it for this very short session. I need to get down to the tackle shop. I'm heading out tomorrow to do a bit of bait fishing. But yeah, nice to come out for an hour. It died off completely as that tide slackened off. I mean, it wasn't exactly full of life in the first place, but as soon as that tide slackened, it went completely flat. I mean, I don't know if you can see behind me, but the water in that bay there is like a mirror now. It's like a sheet of glass. Went a bit quiet, but never mind. We still managed to pick out one bass, which I'm pretty pleased about, on the Samson bomb again. So at least it was good to get out for a little bit. The weather's meant to change tomorrow. Tomorrow's not looking too bad. so there might be an opportunity to get out later in the day. But yeah, Friday and Saturday, it's 40-mile-an-hour wind, rain. It's going to be horrible, so probably knock it on the head for the weekend, and then might not get out till early next week. But that's how it goes. We're coming into winter now. The conditions are going to get tougher, the fish are going to get fewer, and it's going to become a bit more hard work. But it's all part of it, and all part of the fun, all part of the learning as well. Each year you can look back and realise what you should have done, what you shouldn't have done, which spots are worth hitting in the winter months and which ones aren't. But anyway, hopefully we'll have a few more fish over the next few weeks before that bad weather really does kick in permanently. But thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the short video, and I'll see you on the next one.